Like with so many other things, COVID-19 took its toll on one of our favorite and most popular video series. This year's seniors were sophomores when the pandemic closed in-person school in mid-March for the remainder of the year. And last year, they lived in a world of virtual concerts, 2 adults per athlete at each event, and the constant fear of being quarantined for 10 days at a time without warning. Pandemic or not, our students deserve to shine. So Senior Spotlight is back, and we're starting at Roosevelt High School with a well-established name.
Yeah! Yeah!
Roosevelt High School's football program is a powerhouse. Coming off of a Dakota Bowl game that took 3 days to complete, postponed twice due to severe weather, they're eager for the schedule ahead.
We're pretty happy with the way things are going right now. We have a good combination of experience and youth, and we have some good athletes on our team on both sides of the ball. We're kind of looking for a kicker and got some holes we have to fill yet, but I'm pretty happy with where we are right now. I feel like by the end of the season, we're going to be a pretty tough team to beat, and that's kind of our goal every year.
But it's a new era of Roosevelt football. After being the only public high school on the west side of Sioux Falls for 3 decades, they face changes as a new rival establishes itself to the north.
This year, yeah, we do. In the past, we haven't usually. But this year, yeah, we got I'd say 4 or 5 guys. Starting both ways, but we do have people rotating in, so the fatigue, if you get tired, then we can just sub somebody in for you.
It's new for Roosevelt. We've had big numbers in the past because we're a big school, and with the new high school coming in, we obviously have thinned some of those numbers out. So we're a little bit more like everybody else now. We have to play. We don't have to play, but we choose to play some players both ways. And I like to think that they're playing maybe not 2 ways, but 1.5. Most of them play all the time on one side of the ball, and then maybe they split time on the other side of the ball. And if we're not there yet, we're going to try to get there with those kind of guys, just to give them a chance to rest a little bit on one side of the football anyway. And so we're still working that out a little bit, but that's pretty accurate, about half a dozen or so that can and will play a little bit on both sides of the ball. We're training a lot of our players to try to do that, just in case somebody gets injured or something happens, but hopefully that won't happen.
It's not a difficulty, just a difference.
You get your best players on the field, maybe a little bit longer, but we have good depth. We have almost 20 offensive linemen, and that's a nice thing to have. We usually maybe barely have 10. So this year we really have a good number there, and that's a good place to be deep. Our receiver core, I think, is 2 or 3 deep. It's at almost every spot. On defense, I think our secondary is like that too. Our defensive line has got some good depth. Our linebackers are where we have a lot of 2-way guys. But we're real deep at running back, I think, also. And just 2 quarterbacks, so we have to be careful with those guys.
One of those players starting on offense and defense is senior Matt Goehring.
Well, Matt's been a really good example of the kind of player we like in the weight room, in the classroom, in the hallways. And one of the reasons he plays both ways is that he's talented, he's fast, and he's strong, and he's good sized. He's also in good shape because he ran track and ran some 400 meters in track, and those are hard, and so if you do that for 3 months, you come into the summer in pretty good shape already. And so he's always kind of had that edge over other players, that he's always in pretty good shape. So that makes him a guy that it's not too hard to decide if he's going to play both ways, because he's usually not tired. And I asked him, in the game yesterday, at one point, how you feeling? Are you tired yet? No, I'm fine. I mean, his role, though, has become a little bit more leadership type role this year as a captain now. And he started last year on our team, played a lot as a sophomore, I think, too. And, we have some young players in certain spots that need to kind of have somebody to look at, to know how to act and how to work. and how to be a good teammate and a good student and a good person. And I'd like to think that Matt's one of those guys that sets a good example for everybody on our team and pretty much everybody in our school.
He is the epitome of what a leader looks like on this team.
Well, I just want them to buy in all the way. You know, I want them to, most of them have been in with us for 4 years, and if they haven't bought in by now, it's probably not going to happen. So by the time they're seniors, they're pretty well invested in our program, and I'd like to think that I can trust them to make a lot of good decisions for us and lead our team in the right direction and demonstrate to our younger players the kind of guys we want representing our school and representing our program and representing our community.
Just to be a leader, you know, lead by example. I'm a captain this year, so I guess my team thinks I'm going to be a good leader. I just want to go out there and show them how to be the best and show them, yeah, how to look the best.
The captains on this team are not selected by the coaches. They're chosen by their teammates.
We usually wait a week or two after the preseason gets going. But a lot of times those decisions are made in the players' minds maybe during the summer and in the weight room. A lot of our culture comes from our weight room. And Jordan Sukup is our strength coach, and he's been that for a while now and does a great job with our young men in the weight room, not just working them out, but teaching them how to treat each other, you know, how to act, how to work. And Matt's been part of that for a long time. And so a lot of times to become a captain, you have to earn that leadership role away from the field first. And I think that's happened, you know, this year for us. The guys that are our 4 captains are guys that have really good attendance in the weight room and have seen really good results. And those are the kind of guys that I think are going to be really invested in the program.
Matt's investments reach inside the Roosevelt Building too, where in addition to taking classes like Contemporary Lit, which starts at 7 a.m. each day, and Market Education, he's taking Advanced Placement Calculus, AP Stats, and AP Physics 2.
AP Physics 2, that's 3rd period. I also enjoy that. It's a lot of hands-on stuff, which I learned really well by doing that. So yeah, I'm trying to get in some college courses, then makes it easier in college.
AP Physics 2 is a really fun class, but yes, it's a 2nd-year physics class. It's one where the students have already gone through a year of AP Physics and they've covered like the first half of the topics. And then AP Physics 2, we get into the really interesting stuff. So yes, for Matt to be enrolled in that is a pretty cool thing.
These aren't the only AP classes he's taken.
Sophomore year, I took one just to like try it out, you know, get the feel for a AP class. Which was kind of weird because we had to take our AP exam at home. So yeah, it was a little different. And then last year, my junior year, I took 2 AP classes. I took A-Push, which is US history, and then I also took Physics 1. They both went really well for me, and I like physics, so I took AP Physics 2.
It's a class that fully fits his personality.
He is very meticulous, attention to detail. He has a very scientific brain. So he'll think through something. I always know if he's got some questions coming up because it's very clear he's kind of contemplating something. And if he's going to ask a question, it's a good one. It's something that he's really thought through thoroughly. First of all, it's a lot of fun to be able to answer questions like that because really when it comes down to it, I know that he is thinking about the material. There are certainly some students even today that'll take an AP class as just a grade booster and just want to go through like to help with their GPA. Matt's not one of those. I do know that it's something that he wants to do something with math and science in his life, and so he's interested in learning, and that's the important part.
This theme of constantly learning, working hard, continuously pushing himself is perhaps part of the reason he keeps getting busier. After the football season, you'll find him on the Roosevelt basketball court.
I didn't play last year, but then the coach talked to me this offseason and he said, come out for summer, see if you like it, and they wanted me on the team. I enjoyed it. All the basketball guys are really good friends of mine, so yeah.
After that,
my brother, I looked up to him. He has a couple of records here for track that I took one of them this year, but or last year, but now senior year for me. Might try to get another one.
It's an incredibly busy senior year, and it's not the path that just everyone takes.
I think it says a lot for Matt. We've gotten to the point now where it almost is kind of considered to be acceptable by the time you get to the senior year to say, well, I've got enough credits, I'm just going to come in for half the day. But I really enjoy seeing those seniors that are still signing up for a lot of AP classes because they're really doing, you know, like what Matt's doing is getting him ready for college, and he's not backing down academically as a senior.
Not backing down is kind of his thing, and he plans to keep doing it.
I really want to play football in college, so I'm kind of looking towards a good football team and obviously a good school like program. I like hands-on stuff, so I might go into engineering or like science because I really enjoy that. I'm not for sure on what I want to do, but we'll see on what colleges want me for football, and if I enjoy the school, I like the campus and all that, and I'll take me there.
But in the meantime, he's looking forward to many of the high school experiences he hasn't been able to fully enjoy for the past couple of years.
Obviously, just like so volleyball games. When I was a freshman and sophomore, I'm always up on the stands, like doing the chants and all that. But now that I'm a senior, I actually get to lead the chant, so that's pretty cool. I like being in the front of everybody, getting people hyped up and all that, so just cheering for my teammates is going to be really fun. And then obviously sports, senior year you excel the most. I have a feel for the game and all that type of stuff, so yeah, I'm just super excited to play football and run track and play basketball at the highest level.
Matt is quick to credit coaches, counselors, and teachers with the flexibility and cooperation that have made his high school career so successful, second only to his faith and his family.
My strength coach, Jordan Sukup, he's my whole high school career, he's been like there with me. He loves me like I love him. Like he always wants to get me better and all that. Nelson, Coach Nelson, Ed Whiting, the coach, he coached here football last year and all my freshmen through junior year, and then he left to Jefferson, which disappointing, but our new D coordinator, Flockus, he's doing a great job and he really loves the guys. So, and then yeah, my mom and dad, they're always there for me. Yeah, the teachers and all that, they're super flexible, and same with the coaches. Like if I have stuff after school, like especially family or church or all that, they always say like Christ first, Christ, family, and then sports or whatever you like to do. So yeah, they're super flexible with that. The teachers, they're always understanding, and like if I have to get stuff done, they give me space and give me like quiet time for me to get that done. So they're super flexible. Same with the counselors, they've been really nice to me like all 4 years, and this year, like since I'm a senior, they really just let me control my life. So.
But from everything we're hearing, it's the Roosevelt community's pleasure.
First of all, I know Matt's involved in a lot of activities, and I think that's something we try and pride ourselves on as a school as a whole. To say that, you know, Matt's a great football player and a great physics student, that really speaks well of him as a whole. The other thing I'll say about Matt is that he's very much a team player. He's got a variety of pretty close friends in the class, and even going back to last year in AP Physics 1, they work well together, and they really do lift each other up. So being part of that group and part of a team kind of go hand in hand for Matt. We really do look at our students from all angles. So again, my job as a teacher is to look at it academically, but I also try and make sure that when I'm looking at my students that I realize they have a life outside my classroom, and it's so exciting to see them excel in other areas as well. And I hope for Roosevelt that it's just kind of that sense of teamwork across the board. Like that whole theme of, you know, we are Roosevelt, we are one. Just to say, like, it's not like me as a teacher, you know, being competitive with coaches for his time. Hopefully we're all working together to better our students to excel in all areas of life.
When seniors graduate, sometimes they leave a mark. Sometimes they leave a hole to fill. And sometimes they leave a legacy.
I tell our captains that they don't have to be great public speakers. They don't have to be great motivators. They don't have to, you know, always be talking all the time. Just show people what the right way to go looks like, and give them a positive example to follow if they're looking for something like that. And I'd like to be able to tell each of our young players as they come up through our program, you know, maybe after Matt has graduated, hey, you remember Matt Goehring? You know, you need to be like a little more like him. You know, here's what he did. and I can cite some examples, and even during the season when he's playing, I can point to him at practice, maybe when I'm talking to a younger guy, and say, just follow that guy around a little bit. Try to do it the way he does it. And if I've got several guys like that on the team, and some of them are captains and some of them are just good seniors, I feel really good. It's fun to coach those guys.
I'm really excited to see what Matt ends up doing. Matt's a kid with a really analytical brain, so he's got a lot of great possibilities in the math and the sciences. It'll just be a question of to see what he enjoys doing in those areas and what part of that field he finds to excel in.
Matt's going to go to college, I'm sure of that, and be successful. I don't know for sure if he's going to play football or run track or whatever he's going to do, but I would recommend him no matter what he does to any coach that asks me about him, because of the things I've pointed out, his work habits and his dedication and his team, his team first attitude. His teammates are more important to him, and he just has all those qualities that you look for in an athlete. Plus he's talented, and I think he has some numbers that make him a college athlete. And when you have that along with the other habits that he's created, I think he got a pretty good chance to be successful. So again, I think he's going to be a great student athlete for somebody somewhere. Can't wait to watch.